Now, a transgender charity has failed in an attempt to have another group stripped of its charitable status. Mermaids brought the legal challenge against the LGB Alliance because it said it had an anti-trans focus. But the tribunal today ruled Mermaids was not entitled to bring the case. Shortly after the ruling, I spoke to Kate Harris, founder of the LGB Alliance.
It's a huge day, not just for gay, lesbians and bisexuals around the world, but it's also massive for everybody who wants to live in a civilized society, which allows different opinions to be aired.
The case, we should be clear, it's not that you won as such, it's just that the case was thrown out because they decided that Mermaids didn't have the standing necessary to bring the challenge.
That's right. They didn't have any legal right to interfere in how we run our business, how we run our charity.
What difference does it actually make, though?
It makes a big difference, particularly for us. We are a pinprick on an elephant in terms of the fact that we are probably the only gay and lesbian bisexual charity in the world that doesn't subscribe to gender ideology beliefs. So that means we think there are two sexes, you cannot change sex, and it is cruel and possibly dangerous to lie to children that they can. So it's very important to us to have the security of knowing that we are a charity, that we are registered, that we play by the rules, which we always have done.
Just to be clear, you accept that some people feel fundamentally different to the issue of whether there are two genders?
Yes.
You do. So you accept that, and you accept their right to say what they want.
Absolutely. What we've always argued is that there should be open, fact-based dialogue. And I spent 3 years trying to open a dialogue with Stonewall on the subject of sex and gender, but they adopted this phrase, no debate. Now that to me is utterly irresponsible.
What do you do for lesbian, gays and bisexuals as a charity?
Yes, people say that, and I say we exist. That's important because little girls like me, growing up now, who are very gender non-conforming, are being told that quite possibly they've been born in the wrong body and it may be a good idea to medicalise. I know for sure, if I was growing up now, that I would have fallen for that.
There is a difficulty here, though, isn't there? Because you have people who are trans, and they are treated very harshly at times in this world. And I can imagine that some of the things, by dint of what you believe that you would say, affect them deeply. How do you think that we as a society make this whole debate, which is so bitter, much more reasonable and civilised?
I think the first thing that we have to do is base our discussions on facts. And unfortunately, the people who have taken over the voices of what I would call trans people are very often not trans themselves, but are activists who seek to destroy the rights of women, lesbians, gays, and in particular children. They want to destroy heteronormativity. That's a very big agenda. And it's...
Do you not accept that they might just be trying to carve out space for themselves?
No, I don't. I don't accept that it is as simple as that.
What do you think is needed now to make the debate less poisonous?
I hope that we will be allowed to join in the debate. We want to get the message out that there is a place for all kinds of views in society, and as long as they are fact-based and respectful, we must be able to move forward. If we don't talk, the only alternative is violence, and we cannot have that.
Kate Harris. Mermaids, the charity, says while we're disappointed by the finding we didn't have a standing to bring the appeal, Mermaids is proud to have been able to speak up authentically for the trans community in court and to have demonstrated that the LGBT plus sector is united in its trans-inclusive approach, which we believe to be a victory in itself. We're taking legal advice on a possible appeal, they say.